what we see here is we're going to look at just kind of a little summary. So we're going to take our basic Venn diagram and just kind of compare what we mean by complement, intersection, and union that we've looked at in the last few examples. So remember that complement refers to the word not, right? So anything that is not in the set we are looking for. Intersection means and, so anything that is in both set A and B, right? And union is or, and it's inclusive or, so it means either A or B or both. All right, so let's shade in these pictures quickly just to kind of show what we mean by these. All right, so our complement. Our complement is going to be anything that's not in A. Right, so here's set A, this circle, we want anything that's not in that circle. So we're going to shade this area outside here because that is not in set A. And then we're also going to shade this area outside in our universal set, right? Because that is also, right, this is again region 4, but that is also not in set A. So our complement of set A is anything that's not in set A. So it's the stuff that's just in B in region 3 and the stuff that's outside in region 4. Right, our intersection is in both set A and in set B. Our intersection is just region 2 here, right in the middle. Right, our union is anything that's in A or B or both. Right, so there is our union. Right, so as we go into the next example, we're going to be kind of thinking about this as we are using a picture of a Venn diagram to kind of determine some different sets. So this is going to carry these ideas, these regions that we're talking about, this shading is directly going to carry over into our next example. All right, so use the following Venn diagram to determine the following sets. And the first thing that we are asked for here is the set U. So U is our entire rectangle down here. So let's move this up so we can see that whole picture. All right, so we have set A, set B, then we have our universal set. And in here, if we look at, we have the numbers 1 through 10. Right? So U is going to be the natural numbers from 1 to 10. Right, set A is anything that's in this circle on our left, which is regions 1 and 2. So set A is going to include numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next one we're asked for is the complement of, and that is actually a typo. I don't want that to be a complement, so we're going to fix that. We're going to get rid of that little apostrophe there. I'll fix that in the other notes that are online. We just want set B because we want to be able to use this to answer the rest of our questions. Right? So set B, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So set B, once I fix that typo, is going to be regions 2 and 3 in our Venn diagram. The middle part where they overlap, and then the right portion of the circle in B. Right, our intersection, remember, is just our middle region, region 2. So this guy right here. So our intersection is going to contain the elements 3 and 4. A union B is going to include anything that's in A, anything that's in B, or anything that's in the middle in our intersection area. So regions 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? All of these are in either A or B or both. All right, for F, we're actually going to use our answer from E. All right, we're actually going to use our answer for E for both of these last two. All right, right, so for F, we have the complement of A union B. So we want anything that's not in this union. So what this means is we want anything basically that's living outside these circles, right? It's not inside either circle, it's outside. It's in our universal set hanging out, but it's not in set A or set B. So this complement is going to be just the values 9 and 10. Right? And then G, to wrap it up, we're going back to something that we saw in previous sections. Remember that N is the number of elements in a set, right? It's the cardinality is what we call it, the specific math term. But we want the number of elements in A union B. So if we count these guys up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we have exactly 8 elements in there. So our cardinality in the number of elements, and however we want to think about it, whatever words we want to use, in A union B, well, there are 8 elements that are living in those regions.